you're gonna do stuff like this. You're gonna dash in, you're gonna W, you're gonna attack, you're gonna keep dashing, you're gonna keep dashing, you're gonna keep dashing, you're gonna keep Eing. It's like you're gonna keep moving. You're not a master Yi. It's like you have so many dashes, you're gonna keep moving around, you're gonna dodge, you're gonna use W's, you're gonna flash. You cannot utilize the lethal tempo. Yes, you can get some longer attacks with your basic attacks, but that's not your main damage. Your main source of damage is your abilities. Look at the Q here, 360.
Let my first steps mark the end of this world.
E, 34 to 136. That's max HP right here. Okay, let's use E. Max HP, total 1200 damage. Keep it at 0 HP. Okay. We dealt about 2300 damage there. So it's moving around. It's moving around. It's timing abilities. It's using E. It's dashing around. You're not. I told you to treat it as an echo and not as and not mainly as a master Yi. Like, okay, this guy is here on the turret. I'm gonna flash in W. I'm gonna dash through. I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna E, and then we're going back out. And I'm gonna wait up my abilities. I'm playing around the kite game.
Real quick thing for the guy who asked about lethal tempo, like instant stacking on your E. Bel'Veth E, I think, has the highest execute ratio in the game in terms of missing health scaling. When like her base E does 100% damage, if the enemy's at 0% HP, like down to 0%, right? Yeah. It does up to 400% damage. It is the strongest, is the most extreme ratio in the game. So if you're using your E on like 100% HP target just to stack your lethal tempo, you're losing an insane amount of damage, right? Treat it more like a insane pumped up Lee Sin Q type ratio, where if you get them low first, then you E, you will just completely burst out their HP. It's just like a fucking Evelyn. It's disgusting.
Exactly. If you want to pick up Bel'Veth, 3 things to focus on. Main thing, hyper aggression in the early game. If you cannot like be hyper aggressive, if you have shit like Kale top lane, you have some boring ass let's see, what is really bad to gank in mid lane? Nothing with setup is like, okay, Vladimir. Yeah, Vladimir. We have bot lane, we have like Senna and Yumi. It's like the absolute worst team comp for Bel'Veth ever. You're gonna full clear. That's kind of why it's like I haven't mastered the full clear myself, but I usually bring it around like 310, 310 to 313. But as soon as you have a lane, it doesn't matter. Bot lane is maybe a little bit more important in higher elo, but you can easily tell them to just, I'm gonna weak side you for the first 3 minutes to look for a gank top. If you have setup on top, you can get a free kill. You don't always have to be matching the enemy jungler if you tell your team what the fuck you're about to do. If you don't tell your bot lane, and then you're gonna blame them, but you should have known, but you had a chance to impact their thoughts. But if you don't take it because you're fucking lazy, or you just don't know, then it's on you. So like, first tip, aggression, if you can, to a lane that has good setup. We're talking Shen, we're talking Naut, Galio, Lissandra, all that shit. Great for Bel'Veth. Second thing, as I said, treat her like an echo more in most fights when it comes to team fights. Because if you go in, you can get CC chained and kind of one-shotted. If they have any type of true damage, a lot of champion has it. We have Vayne, we have Olaf, we have Set, Fiora, etc, etc. And Kraken Slayer is a thing as well. ADCs later on gets a lot of true damage out of Kraken Slayer. So it goes straight through your E, just so you know. So treat her more like an echo in team fights. Go in, poke, try to get a pick, go out. Wait your abilities, go in, do the same thing again. Play around your E. Your E is the main key to win team fights because you execute targets around you. The third thing, be aggressive to the objectives. I've not really spoken about it yet, but objectives gives 2 stacks. If you full clear one side of camps, you get 3 stacks. If you clear the Herald, you get about the same gold value or even more because of the platings that you can get. You get a lot of experience from taking Herald. You get now bonus gold. I think it's 200 for taking it. So, and the Herald also gives you true form for 3 minutes. Very high gold value there that you can play around. And also, it spawns fucking minions. It spawns more minions. Why would you not take Herald if you can have more minions? Who doesn't want more minions? It's like you can push down this turret so easily because even when your minions die, you get more minions. We're gonna slow this down a bit. Okay, look at my E executing these targets here now. It's focusing him first, and then it's focusing him, and then you just dash out. What did I have to do? I have to stand still and press an ability. Why the fuck did you play this champion? Okay, it's not that simple because you have to handle the cues in general, but this is how strong her E is. You stand in a position where if you have red buff, it slows as well, but it focuses for you. You don't have to care about like, oh, I have to press this champion fast and then press this champion. Because you stand still, you press an ability, and it's focusing the lowest target and deals more damage the lower the target is. Let's take some questions in general, because it can be a lot of info, and to clarify some stuff, like, let's take some questions. I just have one question, maybe let's see here in the chat that I'm gonna look for first. Is just assisting the laners also just more worth on Bel'Veth because of the stacks you don't even need to last it? Yeah! With this, perfect, you reminded me of one thing. When you walk through a lane, when you walk close to the fucking cannon that you might want to steal, remember, you don't have to steal it to gain gold value anymore. You can touch it, and if it dies in the coming 3 seconds, you get a stack. Because they with the nerf to like some of her stats, they also gave her the opportunity to stack from cannons. So if you just like punch it one time with a basic, it dies, you get a stack free. And yes, you want to support the laners because it's a high gold value in just getting takedowns, assist kills, whatever. You gain stacks that permanently stack. Love it. How do we counter this fucking disgusting champion? Yes, we play champions that basically are more disgusting than this champion. Some people might think that Rammus is the classic pick against Master Yi, but how many times, or for people that actually have been playing a lot of Rammus into Master Yi, you've probably experienced how true damage just goes straight through his shit. Master Yi has inbuilt true damage in his E, like flat true damage. So with his max attack speed in late game, even though Rammus has a lot of AD, it's like he can deal a lot of damage to Rammus with just flat true damage. And Bel'Veth, what's so strong about Bel'Veth is that Rammus's entire kit is about getting in on a champion. But when she has true form, she can dash over a wall. Let's say he ults off to you. Okay, I just dash back. What the fuck are you gonna do now? Your Q is off and your ult is off. You cannot hunt me. He Qs into you. No, I'm gonna double you. You're knocked up. Your Q is blocked. You cannot fucking come at me. You have inbuilt true damage with your ultimate passive. It stacks in infinitely if you hit the same target. As soon as you hit another target, it stops stacking. So if you keep on hitting him, like a lot of times, you're gonna deal more and more true damage. But I would pick something like Olan. I would look at something like maybe late game Trundle. He's a little bit weaker in the early game, actually, because of her execution E and how strong it is. Master E is great against her because when she uses E, his true damage goes straight through it, like just ignores all the damage reduction. If we're talking junglers, if we're talking laners, CC and anti-engage. Janna, disgusting to meet Janna. She has Qs and ults. What the fuck are you gonna do? You're out. So anti-engage and CC for counters. How did you climb with a 40% win rate? Was it just grinding over and over again until something clicked? Did you get coaching? Did you look at your replays, work on mistakes? Also have 40% win rate. The main reason I had 40% win rate was because it was early season. It was like I was playing the first weeks of the season, and it's just the most cursed shit you can ever find in the market. As soon as it turned into the mid-season, that's when I also went more onto my Smurf and reached 400 LP, around 400 with Poppy Vi. I speed run 2 Masters with Vi with a 74% win rate. Found great success, yes, very meme, with the coaching stuff that I've been getting from both Philaris and Why Not. I was focusing more on aggression because that was exactly what I was taught. I was so bad at invading. I was not looking at the lanes. I was basically just AFK farming too hard. I was not utilizing a lead that I had. I was not utilizing my CC or engage that I can use. Then I went on to my main again, and I started climbing. And then Bel'Veth was released, and I was like, okay, I like this champion. I want to try it. And then I just kept going. I just kept on playing. It was fun. I just kept on playing. So I knew that I had a peak around 400 LP, but I wanted to go higher. And my win rates, like, was very high and just kept on going. And when I reached the higher brackets, the main reason why I kept on going was because I felt comfortable. I didn't really have ranked anxiety that much as I had before, because I actually, when I got this like first challenger in my game, I was hella nervous. I was like, holy fuck, this is actually a high elo. But then I played that game and I won it, and I was like, but this was literally just the same as the games before. It felt just the same. It felt no different. So I felt comfortable. I felt relaxed, and I kind of lost the anxiety. So I think the main reason why some people might climb high is because they can handle their mentality. As you see, I have on level 0. That's no talk about it. It was because I had some around masters, especially. I had some like games where I was very tilted. I went on like 10-game lose streaks. I basically had to tell myself after getting the chat restriction, okay, it's time for me to change because this
This is
cannot
the
keep on
start.
going. If I get
Yeah.
fucking banned on this account with the decay days, I have to like play 14 games to like bank up the days again. So then I kind of fixed my mentality again, and I kept on climbing, kind of like easier. So keep a good mentality, keep being consistent, and yes, coaches are great. Coaches are great.
Let my first steps mark the end of this world.